Today we are discussing about rotary compressors. Rotary compressor is a mechanical device which is used for delivering large quantity of air up to a pressure of 10 bar with continuous flow. Rotary compressors are mainly classified into two types, positive displacement and rotodynamic compressors. Positive displacement compressors includes root blowers, vane type blower, scroll pump, etc. Rotodynamic compressors are classified into two types, which is a radial flow, which is also known as centrifugal compressor, and axial flow compressors. Positive displacement rotary compressors. The air or gas is compressed by trapping it in a reducing passage formed by a set of engaging surfaces. That means we are compressing the air using a surface. The gas pulled from suction side and pushed to delivery side with the help of engaging surface. There will be a surface for sucking the air from the suction side and pushing it to the delivery side. In the case of rotary compressors, the compression of air is carried out by rotating elements, imparting velocity to the flowing gas, and developed desired pressure and compression is achieved by rotodynamic action of rotor. In this case, the air is compressed using the dynamic action of the rotor. The rotor increases the air velocity, and this high velocity air is passed through the impellers. As the area increases, its pressure increases and the velocity decreases. That is the main principle behind the rotodynamic compressor, which is also very much similar to the centrifugal pump. So centrifugal compressor is a dynamic compressor. The compression and the pressure rise of air is achieved by dynamic action. The compressor is often directly coupled to a prime mover and is driven at a high speed. So the compressor is coupled to a motor so that when the motor is started, the impeller starts rotating and the dynamic action is given to the air to be compressed. So the major components of centrifugal compressors include impeller, diffuser, volute and casing. Impeller, the part of the centrifugal compressor that moves the gas is the impeller. As the impeller rotates, it moves the gas towards the outer rim of the impeller and its velocity increases. Diffuser, as the gas leaves the impeller, it flows into the passageway called diffuser. The diffuser being larger in volume, the velocity of gas decreases and its pressure increases. In the impeller, the air is when the air is passed through the impeller, which is a rotating part, it pushes air to the diffuser. When it passes through the diffuser, the velocity of gas decreases and its pressure increases. Further reduction in velocity and further increase in pressure occurs at the volute. When gas passes from the diffuser into the volute, the conversion of velocity into pressure energy continues. So the gas from the diffuser is passing through the volute. While passing through the volute, the pressure is further increasing. The casing is the outer cover of the centrifugal compressor, which contains inlet and discharge nozzles. So this figure represents schematic diagram of a centrifugal compressor, which is very much similar to the centrifugal pump. Here the air is sucked in through the eye of the impeller, and then the air moves through the impeller blades, and which is an increasing area. Its velocity decreases and the pressure increases. When it passes through the diffuser is the outer area of the impeller, and the air passes through the diffuser, the further increase in pressure occurs. So the main parts includes the impeller, discharged scroll, diffuser blades, radial veins of the impeller, diffuser passage, volute casing, etc. The important parts. This is another diagram of the impeller and radial vanes. So the air is taken in radially or parallel to the axis of the shaft, and it is discharged perpendicular to the axis of the shaft. So this diagram represents a 3D figure of a centrifugal compressor. Here you can see the impeller and casing. This casing represents the volute, and the outer portion is the casing which covers the impeller, diffuser and the volute. So the air discharge takes place through the upper portion. This is the 3D figure of a centrifugal compressor. So the working principle is based upon imparting kinetic energy to a fluid stream and conversion of this dynamic energy into static energy, that is from velocity to pressure. The impeller increases the velocity of the air, but as it passes through the larger area, from the lesser area to larger area, the pressure of the air get increased. The specific compression energy transmitted to the gas by the impeller is the head. So the compression energy which is transmitted to the gas is known as head. The discharge pressure of a turbo compressor which is affected by gas inlet condition is a function of head. So the discharge delivery pressure of the compressor is a function of head. So this diagram represents the velocity diagram of the centrifugal compressor. You can see that the inlet velocity diagram and an outlet velocity diagram. So this represents the inlet velocity diagram, and this is the outlet velocity diagram. So this portion represents the inlet velocity diagram, and this portion represents the outlet velocity diagram. So the inlet velocity diagram is also represented here, as the gas is entering the blades radially. The alpha is 90 degree. So alpha is 90 degree. V1 is equal to Vf1. This is Vf1. So V1 is equal to Vf1 and Vw1 is equal to 0. Vw1 is equal to 0 and alpha is equal to 90 degree. Alpha is equal to 90 degree. So that is the inlet diagram for the centrifugal compressor, and here the outlet diagram. This is VR2, as the letters are not clear, I will write it here. This is VR2, this is VF2, VF2. So this is VF2, and the vane angle at outlet is phi. Vane angle at outlet is phi. Vane angle at inlet is theta. Vane angle at inlet is theta. and this is relative velocity of air at inlet. Relative velocity of air at inlet. U1 represents the velocity of vane at inlet. This is U1 represents the velocity of vane at the inlet. And V2 here the alpha is 90 degree, and at outlet, that is the angle with which absolute velocity of at outlet makes with the tangent of the blade at the outlet. That is the absolute velocity of the air at outlet with the velocity of vane at outlet is beta, and the horizontal component of absolute velocity at outlet is Vw2. So this is the velocity diagram of a centrifugal compressor. So the following notations are used in the analysis of centrifugal compressor. V1 is the absolute velocity of air at inlet tip of the impeller blade. U1 impeller tangential velocity at blade inlet, and VR1 relative velocity of air at inlet tip of blade. VW1 component of V1, that is the absolute velocity of air at inlet parallel to the direction of U1. It is called velocity of whirl at inlet tip of blade. Since the absolute velocity is perpendicular or it is parallel to the axis of rotation, the alpha is 90 degree, so Vw1 is equal to 0 here. Vf1 is the component of absolute velocity of at inlet perpendicular to the direction of u1. It is called velocity of flow at inlet tip of blade. Since air enters radially at inlet tip of blade, alpha is equal to 90 degree, Vw1 is equal to 0, and Vf1 is equal to V1. So here you can see that Vf1 is equal to Vf1 is equal to V1. V1 is equal to Vf1. Theta is equal to impeller blade angle at inlet, angle between VR1 and U1. Theta is the angle between VR1 and U1. So this is VR1. Cannot write that one. So moving to a slide. So alpha is the guide vane angle. V2, U2, VR2, VW2, VF2 are the corresponding values at outlet tip of the impeller blade. Phi is the impeller blade angle at outlet, that is the angle between VR2 and U2. The angle at which air leaves the impeller blade at outlet tip. It is also called inlet angle of diffuser, which is beta. Inlet angle of diffuser, angle at which the air leaves the impeller blade at outlet tip. So these are the notations used in the velocity diagram of centrifugal compressor. So next we will discuss about the work done by the impeller. Torque exerted by the impeller on air is the rate of change of angular momentum of air. Rate of change of angular momentum means inlet angular momentum minus final angular momentum. So linear momentum of air at impeller inlet in tangential direction. Linear momentum of air at impeller inlet in tangential direction is equal to mass flow rate of the air into velocity of air at tangential direction. So m, this represents mass flow rate of air into velocity of whale at inlet, m into Vw1. Since air enters radially at eye of the impeller, guide vane angle alpha is equal to 90 degree. Vw1 is equal to 0. Therefore, the linear momentum of air at impeller inlet in tangential direction is equal to 0. So the linear momentum of air at impeller inlet becomes 0 as Vw1 is equal to 0. So what will be the angular momentum of air at inlet? It will also becomes 0 since the linear momentum of air at inlet is equal to 0. Angular momentum of air at inlet is represented by linear momentum of air at inlet into radius of impeller at inlet. Since the linear momentum is 0, the angular momentum of air at inlet is equal to 0. At the outlet, the linear momentum becomes m into Vw2. Linear momentum becomes m into Vw2. So angular momentum of air at outlet is equal to linear momentum of air at outlet into radius of the linear momentum, radius into radius of impeller at outlet, that is radius is r2 at outlet. The torque exerted by the impeller becomes rate of change of angular momentum of air at inlet, angular momentum of air at outlet minus angular momentum of air at inlet. So mvw2 into r2. Angular momentum of air at inlet is 0. Therefore m into vw2 into r2. Work done per second by the impeller on air is equal to torque exerted by the impeller on air into angular velocity of the impeller. So work done becomes T into omega. Work done per second becomes T into omega. The torque T is equal to m into Vw2 into R2 into omega. Also we know that omega into R2 means the peripheral velocity of vane at outlet, which is U2. So work done per second is equal to m Vw2 into U2. If m is equal to 1 kilogram, if we take it as 1 kilogram, work done per second becomes Vw2 U2. This equation is known as Euler equation or Euler work of centrifugal compressor. So work done per second is equal to Vw2 into U2. That's all for now.